guys, this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So we are here for another one of our countdown to Christmas in our advent calendar series for 2022, and we are up to day number 23. So there is literally today and tomorrow left to go, and then the series will be finished. So yes, what I have got today is I have got another journal. So this is the first one that I've had that I think is blue. So the other journals that I've contained in this series have been pink, just weirdly. I mean, not saying that's my favourite colour or anything. I mean, green's my favourite colour, but yeah. Anyway, so the journal that I have here, this is a blue journal. So it does have a lot of pink in it as well, but yeah, it's predominantly blue. So again, it's massively chunky, my favourite type, and it is just bound with this beautiful white lace. So it's bound in a vertical direction rather than horizontal. So thank you so much to Debbie, who just happened to comment the other day about a closure being vertical, and I said, oh, I always forget to do the vertical closures. So yeah, I thought that would be nice for this journal. So thank you so much, Debbie, for that suggestion. She wasn't suggesting it for this journal, by the way. She was suggesting it for something else. But anyway, I've gone off at a tangent. So the actual journal itself, it's a soft cover journal. They are my favourite types to do. And it has been collaged up with very different or lots of varying fabrics. The back is predominantly plain, just with some lace trims and things like that. Now the front is very heavily decorated, so we've got lots of lace going on here. We've got a topper in the middle, although it's kind of like merged in now with everything else because obviously it's got so many bits and pieces all around it. So you've got lots of little rosebuds and things. You've got one of those little the faux Victorian brooches that we made. I think we did these on New Year's Day this year. So yeah, that is one of those. So it feels wonderful because it feels like it's China. It's not. It's a combination of kind of fabric flowers, paper flowers, and I think there's some like resin ones in there as well. But it's all been glossy accented, so it feels now just like one of those kind of Victorian brooches. Love, love, love those. I must make some more of them because obviously I'm hoarding the ones that I have made. Anyway, it has one of those on the topper. Various different other things, and you've got some lace trim here, another rosebud, some ribbon here and rosebuds, and yeah, lots and lots of stuff going on that cover generally, so it's pretty busy. So going inside the journal, like I say, this is a kind of blue themed journal, but I have mixed in some pinks as well. Just because actually when I just put the touches of pink in, I thought, oh, actually it really adds kind of something to the journal. So I love the look of this inside of the front cover. So what I did, I just collaged up some papers on the inside of the front cover. You've got some lace here, which is going across the spine to kind of reinforce the spine. You've got some lace trim down the edge. And then you've got a collage masterboard piece here, which has just been put down as a belly band. You've got paper ruffle and things on there, a flower. And then I just added this pink rosebud trim, which at first I thought, oh, I'm not sure. But actually, it just looks so pretty on there. And then I popped in, this is one of my large images, the boot. And I think we did this together when we printed them on the acetate. And then I've just stitched it onto some other background card, which happens to be blue, although I'm not sure how brilliantly that's actually showing up on camera, but yeah, it's got blue through it. And then popped on one of my bow printables with a flower and a little gem on the top there. So you can obviously journal all on the back of there, and that just tucks in like that into that front belly band. Then on the facing page, we've got one of those little booklet pieces that you just literally unfold like that. So you've got journaling space here, and then it's actually got 3 pockets, which I haven't put anything in, but you could definitely put things into those. And then obviously it closes back up, and then you've got a little magnetic closure here, like that. So, and that's just got one of my circle pieces on there, on top of the magnet closure, and then you've got one of my circle pieces under there as well. So really, really pretty. There's loads of lace in this journal, by the way. So yeah, not surprisingly, there's a lot of lace going on. And then here we've just got a collage masterboard piece. Now this has been collaged onto a plain background. So it's a little bit lumpy bumpy because it was a collage masterboard, but you could definitely journal on the back of there. And then I just love how that front bit looks. Isn't that just so, so pretty? So that's got sari silk ruffled up at the top, and then one of my bright roses on there as well. And just, oh, scrumptious, really, really scrumptious. And obviously that rosebud, I just thought, picks up the pink from these rosebuds down here. Then going over the page, oh, this looks so pretty, doesn't it? So we've got a lace pocket here. Now I've got a series coming up between Christmas and New Year where we make these. But you've got a lace pocket here. I've added some of that pink rosebud trim again. You've got a wax seal and a, you know, one of those little ribbon thingamybobs. And then here we've got some sari silk ruffled down the edge. This is also a pocket here, but I didn't put anything in. It's a little bit of an awkward one to get to, if I'm truthful. So that was partly why, and I didn't want to damage it trying to put things in and out. So you could put something in, but you'd have to be careful. This is some vintage ephemera, and it's just been stapled up with a stamped piece here as well. So again, more kind of room for journaling in there. Okay, and then going on here, we've just got a pocket here with a cluster and then a couple of items there and some lace and a flower. This is one of my printables from the, oh, I think it's the Victorian Roses, or I think journal cards. So that goes in there. And then going over the page, this is one of those lovely pockets from my Perfect Pocket kits. I can't remember, I'm afraid, which set this is. It could be one of the first sets that I did, I'm feeling like. I can't honestly remember, I do apologise, but it's one of the Perfect Pocket sets. And oh my gosh, doesn't that just look gorgeous? And obviously you've got the addition of those red roses on there, which just again tie in the blues and the pinks. Popped some of that rosebud trim down there, some lace here, and then a little printable there in the top. Some ribbon here going down the edge of the page, just in a kind of like glued ruffle style. And then you've got a couple of plain pages for journaling. You've got one of my little circle embellishments there, the floral ones on a ribbon thingy-bob, and then more room for journaling. Some vintage documents in here, and then just one of those little rosebuds from the rosebud trim on there. More room for journaling. And then here you've got a pocket, you've got some lace, sari silk trim, another one of those little journal cards from that collection that I couldn't remember the name of, some roses from my Junk Journal Basics kit, the rosebud trim, and that just goes in there. And then here we've got just a little foldy out piece, again covered with some lace, so super pretty, just tucks in up there, and that's just got one of my coloured book plates on the front, so really cute. That just goes in there. So going over the page, love this pocket so much. So we've got one of those kind of diagonal, you know, fancy pockets here. So tucked in the side, I've got some mix of some vintage ephemera. So you've got some genuine vintage ephemera, and then you've got some food coloured papers. Food coloured papers in the pink. And this is just some faux vintage ephemera on the front. It's just been stapled at the top, just in the middle. I just love how that looks. And of course, if you didn't want to actually use this for journaling, you could tear off some of these vintage pieces and use them in your, you know, your own projects. But that just all tucks into the side of that pocket. You've got some bling, loads of different things going on this page. Oh my goodness. Can't get this now in the pocket. I mean, it went in absolutely no problem, obviously, when I made the journal. And now because I'm filming, of course, it doesn't want to go in. There we go. Right, we've got one of my wax cabochons there with some ribbon, lots of bits clustered up on here. So just a really fantastically gorgeous pocket. And then tucked in here, you've got a pocket at the top. This is just a sheet from my Maribel papers, just coffee dyed on the back, but I've just, you know, cut a portion out and popped that in there. That goes in there. And then here, this is my flea market papers, and I just literally made a little foldy out. How scrumptious does that look? And just, oh, look at how well those little florals go. I hope the camera's picking this up with this florally trim. It just, oh, like it's the same stuff, isn't it? So yeah, very cute. And that just folds out, and then you've just got some pages in there for journaling, just stapled together and popped into there. So that just folds over, and then you've got a little stamped image on the front and a bit of lace. So that just then pops into there. And then here you've got one of those double over the page pockets. So you've got here a journal card there. That's just from my Vintage Ephemera kit 2, it might be. Some of my bright roses on there. They've been very heavily inked up and things, so, you know, to really look distressed. And then a journal card here. I think this is from the Victorian Springtime kit. It has got things on the back, so, you know, you'd have to kind of gesso over that, or possibly write in a different colour pen that would show up over that. But that just goes in there. That's all been coffee dyed, that journal card. So some bits have been coffee dyed in here and some bits haven't. All the pages in the journal, they are all the food colour paper. So they're in these beautiful bluey, tealy, turquoisey type shades. And then going over the page, we've got obviously the other part of that over the page pocket. So again, another journal card, I think again from that Victorian Ephemera set 2. And then here, just a little flippy piece, again, with a tracing paper stamped piece. And this is just a sheet again from the Maribel papers, just clipped on there, stapled together, and then a bow over the top. So just really, really pretty. And that just goes in there. Here we've just got a couple of bits. So you've got one of my vintage header pieces, and then a stamped piece here, and then one of my little ticket pieces. They've all just, again, been, sorry, I've got some hot glue threads here. They've all been just stapled on and then just popped on like a cluster here with some of those rosebuds and a tassel. Just love how that looks. So very pretty. A flower down here with a little flower trim in the middle, a couple of those rosebuds on the edge of this page. So these are your kind of plain for journaling pages, more of that vintage document. Here you've got some, this is some, like a deli bag, but sometimes when you buy vintage ephemera, vintage ephemera, they come in these kind of deli bags. So I've just put this in. Again, it hasn't got anything in there, but you could definitely put something in, and the front is clear. So that's that, plain for journaling. And then here you've got a massive long flap envelope. So the flap is kind of like parallel with the bottom of the envelope. Gorgeous bunch of stuff clustered up on the front. I think this was a portion from a snippet roll, if I recall. And then a flower here and trim and things. So just super yummy. And then going inside, you've got obviously 2 pockets. So you've got the first pocket, you've got one of those altered playing card pieces that we made. So this is just using the frames from my Junk Journal Basics kit, and then obviously a king from a playing card that we've popped on there with a label from the Junk Journal Basics and a word from that kit as well. So just love those. And there is a video doing the altered playing cards, so you can find the video somewhere. So that goes in there. And then here we've got tight fit, very, very tight squeeze. Just a journal card there. Again, I think that's from the Victorian Ephemera set 2, I think. I do apologise that I can't remember all of the papers and the kits. I know that lots of you do ask that I say, and I really do try, but honestly, it's really just hard to remember. So yeah, I think that's from the Victorian Ephemera set 2. But obviously, if you searched Victorian Ephemera, all the sets would come up, and you would then be able to see which, once you're on my shop dashboard, you would then be able to search that, and they would all come up and you'd be able to see which one it was. And this blue paper, I think, is from my Bird Rhapsody kit. And obviously that's a bright butterfly. Then here we've got some vintage ephemera and stamped image, another bit of vintage ephemera there, some food colour paper, and then some coffee dyed paper here in the back. That's just, again, been stapled in the corner, a wax seal put on there with a ribbon, and then it just folds up in the middle just so that it can fit behind there. That's just a tuck spot. And then the centre of the signature, you've got this gorgeous double corner pocket, and this is just a page from the Victorian Springtime kit. And then it's got a piece from, I think that's from the Victorian Beauties, that girl, a couple of butterflies from the Junk Journal Basics, and so's the label. This is from, I think it's called High Society, the kit. Is it? Or it might be High Tea. I can't remember, I'm afraid, again. So that's that kit anyway. And it's just a little fold out, some lace trim and a bow, and that just tucks in like, oops, like that. And then you've got another one of those journal cards from the Victorian Springtime, goes up there. This is just a decorative piece on the page. It's not a cluster or anything, and it's not a tuck spot. It's glued flat onto the page, but just super, super pretty, and a flower there. And then going over the page, I love how this page looks. It's so pretty and delicate. You've got an altered paper clip here with just a pretty item on there, and then you've got just a little foldy tuck like that. Again, this is just the food colour paper with a stamped image, and then just a little bit of lace and a stamped image up there. But I just love how that looks. It's so pretty. And then a piece of a snippet roll there. Again, I've just popped that in because colour-wise, it just is a really good colour match for this journal. And that just clips on at the top. Hopefully. Yep, clips on at the top there. A rosebud trim down there. A ribbon. Oh gosh, and now I've forgotten to put something in the middle of that ribbon. So let me just grab my wax seals. Oh, hold on a second. Right, let's hope that I've got one that's going to be good to pop on there. So yeah, let's have the B because we've got the blue and the pink sort of theme going on. So yeah, just going to take that and just pop that down in the middle of there. Okay, so you now have a wax seal going on that page. Oh, honestly, I'd obviously glued that down thinking, oh, I'll grab a wax seal, and then obviously, you know, turned the page and promptly forgot all about it. Then you've got the rest of that deli paper bag. Now, the paper bag, oops, sorry, I'm just trying to put my wax seals back. Okay, now the paper bag, or the deli bag, it is sealed. You could obviously cut that open and then you'd have another pocket. Or you could leave it closed and obviously just journal, you know, on it. You could journal on here as well. This is cellophane on the front. But if you used a Sharpie, it should, you know, be journalable. Then here you've got vintage documents, plain page for journaling, little label there, plain page for journaling. And then here you've just got this gorgeous pocket. Very, very pretty. And then some lace trim running down the side, a couple of butterflies and a bit of a cluster snippet roll. And then some genuine vintage ephemera here. Love this. I mean, I don't even know what this is, to be honest, but it's just a little, what would you call this? I guess like a bit of a calling card, really, but it's so cute. So yeah, that just tucks in to there. And then going over the page, I mean, how gorgeous is this page? Oh, yummy, yummy. So we've got that pocket that we made recently in a mass making. So you've got 3 pockets here. So it's pretty, you know, gigantic pocket. You've got 3 pockets here. Tucked in on the top, you've got another piece from that, whether it was high tea or high society, I can't remember. Lots of pages in there for journaling. Like that. Oops. They're all still sealed at the top. There we go. And then you've got one of my vintage cigarette card printables with the ladies on there. Some of my little rosebud printables and the word cherish and just some lace down the side. So that goes in the top like that. Okay. Then you've got a genuine vintage postcard. Now, for some reason, I've never seen this happen before, but this has got like a glossy surface and it's actually cracking. I don't know whether you can see that, but again, that's how that was when I got that. It's not kind of suddenly, you know, I've done that. That's how it is. It's kind of cracking. I don't know whether that coating will ever come off. I don't know, but yeah, anyway, it is what it is. But you've got obviously journaling space on the back there. So, I mean, I actually think it's nicer tucked in this way round anyway. Oops, she says, and now I can't even tuck it in. There we go. And then another piece from the vintage ephemera, I think, again, set 2. So that goes in there. And then tucked in the side of here, you've got some of those Maribel papers, a stamped image, and then stapled together with a little faux vintage ephemera and some of that kind of deli paper just stapled at the top. So that just goes in to the side. And then here I've got this gorgeous belly band. Now I have got a video coming up in the new year making these belly bands. Absolutely yummy, yummy, yummy. So yeah, I hope that you really like it. I just love how it looks. So the belly band there, and then you've got obviously, you know, piece there. Now I think, yeah, you've actually got a double belly band, so you could put something in there as well. I haven't, but you could. And I've put it over to the side slightly more, just because I thought it looked quite nice over to the side. And then here you've got some vintage book page, and you've got some fly sheet stapled on there, some tracing paper that's been coffee dyed, and then here just a stamped image, wax seal and a tassel, and again all stapled together. So that just goes in there like that. Here you've got, this is just a little cluster. It has actually been popped in as a tuck spot, so you could always put something in there. And then some faux vintage ephemera in the background, flowers on here, and some lace trim. Journaling space, a little faux postage stamp. And then here, I've got this old paper clip. So this, I've paper clipped it on to several pages together because these are just copy paper thickness. They're not thick like these ones where I tend to put the embellishments. So to make sure I don't damage the page, which you could do if you just put it on one, I kind of clump a bunch together and then, you know, paper clip it all together so as it can take the weight more of, you know, the things paper clipped on. Vintage document, more room for journaling. One of those heart embellishments, which we did a tutorial on, oh, a long time ago now. And then here, you've got one of those large floating pockets. So also contained in the paper clip, I've just got this little piece and this piece. Isn't this gorgeous? Not mine, it's a, you know, die cut piece from a pack. And then here you've got that floating pocket. This is from my Victorian gallery. How gorgeous does that look? Just with a little label there from just my labels sets. And then here you've got a piece of snippet roll, and then tucked into there, again, some more of those stapled together pieces with the, you know, the vintage page. And then it's got not coffee dyed, food coloured paper, which it's stapled onto like the front. So it's almost like a booklet. So you've got stapled on pieces that you could obviously journal on the back. And then here you've got, you know, journaling space on the inside. Now it is quite creased. I have ironed that. Yeah, I know, look at my ironing skills, not great. I have ironed that, but yeah, it obviously got screwed up in the, you know, the food colouring process. And yeah, it's, you know, it is what it is. I quite like that crumpled up look, but I do just want to point that out because it's not completely flat. So that just tucks in like that. And then the altered paper clip, this is one of those ribbon banner ones, which again, we did do a video on these. It was inspired, I think, by the lovely Debbie, who again was the same lady who had made the suggestion of the vertical closure. So yeah, that's the paper clip. So that just clips on there. And then here, I've just popped in, obviously, these couple of bits into that clip as well. Here we've just got a label. This is just a label piece from the Maribel ephemera part of the kit, a die cut piece here and a flower. And then here we've got a belly band piece. Love how this looks. It's so pretty. And then trim at the top and the bottom, lace down the side. And then here we've got another one of those pieces from the flea market kit. Isn't that just so pretty? I just love it. And it just goes so brilliantly. I mean, this page is such a sort of delicate, lovely looking page, isn't it? So yeah, these are the flea market papers. You've just got some lace trim, a wax seal and a flower. And then you open this up, and again, just like the other one, you've got some sheets for journaling. Is that one? No, three sheets for journaling in there, and some lace trim across the top. So I just love how that looks, and that just slots in there like that. Then here we've got one of those altered envelope pockets. How pretty does that look? Oh, I just love it. It didn't have this rose trim, it was just plain, and it looked really pretty like that. And then I added that rose trim. Oh, it just took it to another level. It just looks so scrumptious, doesn't it? And then it's just got a little journal card popped in there. And then at the top, it's also a top loading pocket. Now this is just a contents page from a vintage book, as you can see. It's quite delicate. So, you know, it's kind of, yeah, tricky to pop in here. You have to be a bit careful because it is quite a delicate page, obviously, because, you know, it's from a vintage book. So just pop that in like that. And then here we've got a collage masterboard piece just as a pocket. Love how this looks. It's so scrumptious. And of course it's in the blues, and it's got the golds and things and the pinks. And then tucked into there, you've just got a little flippy pad with some scraps. Some lace at the top that just slots in there like that. You've got a little flower and some bling and things. And then this here is the inside of the back cover. Now I left this predominantly plain because I love how this collage looked, and I actually didn't really want to cover it up. I've covered up mainly the front collage, you know, on the inside of the front cover, and I just didn't want to cover up the back. So all I've done, I've just popped one of those labels onto there, and then just a little cluster that I made here with some lace and a little bow. And then I've just left it plain so that you can really kind of see that collage and all those pretty papers and those lovely colours. So yeah, that's kind of the whole journal. So it's pretty chunky, as I say. You know, obviously there are other things, you know, that, you know, 1 or 2 of those pockets, you could add more things. I don't know really whether I would recommend that, because obviously it is pretty massive anyway. Whoops. But of course you could, you know, so yeah. Anyway, I hope that you like it. It's, you know, was a super yummy journal to make. I loved mixing the pinks with the blues. Like I say, at first I kind of had started just making it plain blue, and then I can't remember what page it was, but one of the pages I thought, oh, I'm just going to just see how it would look with that rosebud trim. Oh, well, no sooner had I tried it than that was it. That was then just added everywhere throughout the whole journal. So it then just, you know, took on a whole different look. So yeah, I hope that you like it. Like I say, super, super, super chunky. And yeah, like with all the other advent calendar, you know, items, this will be listed in my Etsy shop at 2 p.m. GMT today. So that's 2 p.m. GMT today. This journal will be listed in my Etsy shop. So yeah, I really hope that you like it. And, you know, good luck if you would like to get hold of it. You know, feel free to obviously go across and check out some more details about it. And, or, you know, some, yeah, go and have a look. So thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic day, everybody. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks then. Bye.